All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, coming with a short message. And I'm coming with a message this morning just to kind of lay out what's been going on with me and how the Most High Yah is doing what he does best. And I'm getting a really good feeling in what Yah is doing with me in this day and time. I mean, like a really good feeling. And the feeling is like you really starting to realize who you are in Yah and who Yah is in you. I say to each and every last one of you all, it's nothing better on this earth than to have a relationship one-on-one with he that is, he that was, and he that shall be, the Ahaya Ahaya, the I am that I am. The relationship is so important because through that relationship is where he opened himself up to you and allow you to know him for who he is. Not just today, but who he was, in the sense that he's not wanting you to feel that you have to prove yourself and all he has invested in you to anyone. He just wants you to understand there should be a relationship with you and him and you. If you ask people, do they know Yah? You would get 100% of each individual that you ask. Oh yeah, I know him. I know him. He in me. Everybody got a lot of mouth. No action, no work, no identity, no nothing. But it's easy to say, I know him. But do he know you? What Sister Deborah can offer individual is a word of seeking the only one that not only I have, but anyone have. And once you get him, anything else he would make sure will be added to not just your desires, but the things that's going to enhance and improve your environment. You see, I sat back with someone and had a Bible class yesterday and realized that this individual was so shocked in what he learned because he learned that, wait a minute, it's so much going on during this day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And what he mean is it's the way the Father got things prepared. It's so much of it to where it was a time where we had to wait till someone teach us and show us and reveal it. But as you sit down with an individual who teach spirit and truth and the light, you tend to see things for really what it always been. And then you even ask yourself, you mean it's been here all this time? And I'm just now understanding, I'm just now getting this. And a lot of it has been held back for a time as this. So it's not so much as that you missed something. It's just that what is going on today is not something you want to miss. Okay? So if you don't have a relationship with the Most High, you would never be able to be prepared for what is right before you. You won't be prepared to see what is standing right before you, even as I speak. Clearly see. People think that they could see it all, they know it all, they got it all, and I will not. I will not say I got it all, I see it all, I know it all. Because if that was the case, why must I speak every day about what he is sharing with me, what I didn't know, what he revealed to me, what he taught me, what he showed me in the midnight hour? if I was a person truly that in the eyes of the Creator knew it all. Look like I don't know it all based on the way, he revealed things to me and constantly teaching me things and clambering on top of what he already taught me. Look like I don't know nothing. But it's just this relationship with the Creator that gives one this assurance that no matter who's on the left or who's on the right, who's up and who's down, that you have something so dear, you should hold firm to it, and hold firm to it with the right heart, and the right mindset. Hold firm to it because the investment is within. You see, he invests all that he wants you to know what tomorrow is going to be. Not so much as if we are not in that day, but in that day as the days that flipping over in that day, which is a time period that was spoken in time past. Well, we there. And what I can pretty much see, and when I say see, I not only see it in the spiritual, I see it in the natural. Many people are so distant. Even though they speak, they're so close. And the more time go on, things begin to reveal itself. Things begin to show up and show out. And that's a beautiful thing to me. That is so beautiful because it's like the Father wanting you to know that I'm not going to have you to be ignorant. Now, if you're going to be ignorant, I'm not going to have you to be ignorant all the time. I'm going to wake you and shake you so you can see what is in the midst, what's on the left, what's on the right, what's in front of you, what's in the back of you. This is a relationship one has when the Holy Spirit has you. And when he lives in you, he's about what he's saying. He's saying what he's about. Do you really believe the Holy Spirit would want to come and live in you, teach you all things, show you things to come, give you that power, just so you can live out your own understanding, your own wisdom, your own interpretation, your own religion, your own belief? That's not a spirit of the Creator living in you. That's you living in yourself, tainting yourself to believe that something as great as the individual who said he would come and live in us. It is so important. And as I sit and I speak and I think about all I was learning and teaching yesterday in the Bible class, I realized that everything is not for everybody. Heavens did not orchestrate it to be for everybody. Do everybody claim it and name it? Yes. But the truth be told, you got more hypocrites than you got anything. Those who want to be, those who play the role for all it's worth. And that's one of the biggest things you don't want to do when you're dealing with the Most High. He sees you. He sees your today. He sees your tomorrow. The greatest thing people really don't understand? He already knows your heart. He knows what's in the mind of that heart and what's in the heart of that mind. He already knows. So if here it is, it's a Creator already know your goings, your coming, your ups and downs, your in and your out. What are you doing down here? You see? So me, myself, like I say, seeking Yah even more in this time, in this day, is all I really want and desire. Because I truly believe what I was teaching yesterday about, we talked about me in the Bible class, we talked about narrow is the gate that leads to the way. And when I think of in the narrow way, very few shall find their end. I thought about that. And then I thought about how Yeshua HaMashiach is coming to collect all nations. But in his process of collecting all nations, he talked about his angels and himself coming to collect on the four corners, all nations. Who are these people he's collecting? Have you all ever? I don't think things you can really know from your flesh realm. I think these things is only given through the spirit of Yah to the spirit of an individual. Because I was thinking about, okay, Yeshua HaMashiach, you're coming and you're going to collect on the four corners in all nations. Who is this going to be left and one going to be taken? Who is that? Many people have no idea. Have none whatsoever. No idea. Because in them they believe what they believe. And I believe that should be my new way of, it's not so much as new, but just get in that lane where you're not trying to teach people something that they're not really interested in knowing. Just give them what you know that is the truth. You see, and not be so into wanting people to know what is actually taking place. You see, because like he said, many are hypocrites. So you really like wasting your time, whether you think it's your time or not, but to try to break it down to the point where people are really eager and ready to receive. The Father is showing me that they're not. People are not eager and ready. Matter of fact, people no longer really desire the food of the Spirit, and this too, he said, has been prophesied, that this is how the outcome will be. Now, yesterday I was talking about being ready. There are those he's speaking to regarding being ready. You see, when he come to the four corners at the end of the tribulation, he's going with his angels, he's going to collect on the four corners. But I kept hearing him say, but one going to be taken and one going to be left. In Luke, it says one on the rooftop and one in the field. Every section, one going to be taken and the other one left. Then it says something about two men in the bed. One going to be taken, one going to be left. And in me, I was trying to figure out, what is that talking about? I was just listening to that. And I end up going and getting this book here. I got it 2 years ago at a estate sale. And in this book, it has all the books. And this is a Catholic book, Bible. But it has all the books. The one they said was taken out? Well, this book has all the books. So as I was looking through that during my Bible class, I was using that book and allowing someone else to use the books that I have. And this is one of them. And throughout it, I realized that this book is saying it is speaking in a total different way than the other Bibles. You see, it could be this book is 1611 or something like that, and it has all the lost books in it, and it speaks in a way in which the original first Bible would speak. Now, as I told you, in this book and many of the other books that I have here, this says things different, and it makes a big difference. Even though they're both not using the same words, it takes from the translation. It takes from what actually is being said. And I was battling with that yesterday at the Bible class, because I'm like, wait a minute, this saying that and this saying that. Wait a minute. But that's about right with me, knowing that these are not the word. You see? So I'm able to deal with it, but the individuals, they were like, wow, this can be saying this and this is saying this, and the words can, just one word being changed can make a difference. Yes, it can. But when you have the Holy Spirit in you, which is the true teacher, these things doesn't weigh at all toward what you are called and you are mission to. I asked the Father, what is it where everybody say and portray they're representing you, but you see nothing in them, or you hear nothing, you see nothing, but it's just like easy for people to just say nothing, do nothing, no action, no work, no nothing. And they're content that way. And when they do, it's not legit. It's not sincere. You know, it's almost like it's I wouldn't say hypocrite, but it's just like to throw someone off that, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, but as time go on, you start to see strange things. It's a good thing. It's a good thing, because as time go on, it is so important for things to change and get to where it need to be in Yah. The change is not a bad thing. It is a good thing, because when you know that he reside in you, you know, no matter how many times the things change up or things get different, things start to reveal who's who and what's what, or things starting to show light in whatever that's darkness in this world, you tend to be okay, because you know that you got the greater one in you that's leading and guiding you and showing you through this dark and evil day. You see, so you always holding on to the best of the best, you know? So it's not like, you know, you are just out here and without. I'm a grateful servant of the Most High Yah, and many of you all are as well. Stay into that. Don't, like I said, don't turn to your left, don't turn to your right. Don't get the approval of anyone. Know that you have to walk with Yah alone. Don't wait and feel that, hey, I'm going to get my family, my co-workers, my boss, or my neighbors, or my friends, and I'm going to wait until I get all them involved. I need to get them involved in this walk with Yah. I need to feel like I'm with Yah once I get everybody I know, or everybody I feel, or everybody I want to be involved in who is greater in me. Don't wait on it. Don't wait on it. Because if we chooses the world, or choose individuals who are not walking in the way of Yah over Yah himself, that's actually identifying to you as an individual who you walk with. You know, because people always want their loved ones and those that they are around, and they best friend they've been knowing for 20 years, and their best cousin, or they pawpaw and they granny, they want their dog. There's even those who think their dog is entitled to Yah. I'm serious. That's how sick it really is. The makeup of what I'm looking at is exactly, I think I see it the way the Holy Spirit wants me to see it from his standpoint. And that's the way I see things. even though when I talk, it might seem like, it's stuff or things that causing one to feel that they ain't who they are, what they should be. But all it is fire. That's all it is. You know how he said he's going to try you by the fire? The fire is trying you by truth. You see, by truth, by what is truth. Fire is like unto truth. It'll burn you inside and it'll burn you outside. And that's another thing I was talking about as far as the Bible class. Truth is not a friend to many out here in this day. And I'm not just talking in my surrounding. I'm talking about in this world, period. Truth is not something people are gripping and grasping or desiring and wanting and, oh, let me get this. Oh, Father, thank you for this food for my spirit. Thank you for this food for my spirit. People are not in that. They're doing exactly what was prophesied. They're going, instead of going straight, they all going like that. And is it a beautiful thing? Yes, because it has been prophesied that in that day, that's how it's going to be. People they're going to appear like they're going in and they're going to go straight out. And end up, where are they going? To and fro? Because they get to the point where they're not really wanting to stick with who Yah is. Because to stick with who Yah is, you then and now have to have a personal relationship with him yourself. You and him and you. People don't want that. They never wanted it since the world was created. So it's not something just 2026 today. This is the whole protocol. That's why his gate is so narrow. And as I was looking, I was like, okay, Father, the Son of Man is coming in his glory and with the power. So I'm thinking the power is Hamashiach. So he coming on the four corners and with all his angels, and he's gonna send them all over the angels through all nations and gather. But the power, when I was teaching it yesterday as a Bible class, I was teaching that even when he said one will be taken and one will be left. So in me, I'm like saying that one that's be left is a serpent seed. It would have to be a serpent seed because one is be taken and one is left. But then I got caught up because when he take them, first place he heading is to his throne to separate them. Wait a minute. So all the one that he's gathering are out of all the nation, he then gonna separate. Why was it for Yeshua to gather them? Because these are the ones that fell under that fall under Yeshua HaMashiach during that time. Those that came out of Yeshua HaMashiach. Okay, somewhere in there, it's really powerful, y'all. It's really powerful, and it's to the point where it's scary. It's really scary because you can't teach it in a level or with the level of no other way, but that it's scary. Because it's coming during the time at the end of the tribulation, the four corners, the Son of Man is going to pop up and all his angels on the four corners is going to collect out of all nations. But what confusing, it tells you one will be left and one will be taken. One will be left and one will be taken. One will be left and one will be taken. So I can kind of feel that the ones that's going to be left will be the serpent seed. Why? Because I believe in the midst of tribulation, and that's where I say it's all really scary, because I believe that somewhere real soon, Yah is going to take out of tribulation before it gets to the point, even in the center of tribulation, I believe he's taken out the 144. I believe he's taken out the elects. Okay? And I believe he's taken out Israel and Judah. I really do. And then it does me such feels good to see the verses that also kind of give you the insight of what you've been teaching all this time about. In Judah, it tells you, I'm not taking the whole Israel. I'm not taking the whole Judah. You see? But what I realized, I said, Father, there is a people that's going in the direction with Yeshua HaMashiach to the kingdom. And there is a people that's going to Mount Zion. This is what he said. He said, let me tell you what Yeshua said. Yeshua HaMashiach. This is why I say it's very powerful, y'all. Very powerful. And a lot of us are not paying any attention to it. So I was going to come live tonight, but it was too heavy. It's too heavy, y'all. It's just too heavy. And until that Ruach bring that thing low down in me, I'm not going to touch that rim. But let me tell you what I did find out. During tribulation, the end of tribulation, the Son of Man cometh, and you better be ready. That's where it tells you be ready. He's coming with his angels on the four corners with power and with his glory. So he's coming and he's sending his angels to the four corners to collect all nations. But when he's collecting them, he leaving some and he taking. He leaving some and he taking. I sat back and I said, hold up, fathers. Hold up. Why did they try to erase the fact that there's no rapture? Why? And I have been asking that for many years. Why do they play with that? So what? We might not can call it rapture. But Yeshua is coming and it says be ready. So we know something is coming during the end of tribulation. But let me tell y'all how deep it is, where it does fall under somewhat like a rapture. When he come, okay, he's going to his angels going to the four corners, and they're going to pull out those who represent Yeshua HaMashiach. But when Yeshua get him to his glory, to his throne, he's going to separate them. So it's not like everybody who's got eternal life. Oh, y'all, you don't understand. He's pulling up a people that fall in the category of Yeshua HaMashiach, which is Jesus Christ, as the world call it. He's pulling them up and he's bringing them to his glory and his throne. And he sits and he separates them. You know, the sheep on the right, the goats on the left. And then he tell us the goats are going to the lake of fire. And the sheep is going to eternal kingdom, which was prepared for them before the foundation of the world. So Yeshua has a mission. He's coming with the power. So I know he's coming with Yeshua HaMashiach. So, but this, when it says the Son of Man, he's just letting you know that mission that he came down here for, he has to come back to fulfill it by bringing everybody who fell under that protocol of his mission. But it does not seal you to eternal kingdom. And let me tell y'all why. I don't know why there's not anyone talking about it, but I heard him tell his disciples that where there are eagles, feasting, as if when he does that rapture, the people are not going to come up in the flesh. They're going to come up in the spirit. See, that's why I tell y'all, stop playing with this flesh, giving this flesh all this glory, this honor, this praise. You give yourself too much. You give this flesh everything, and the flesh look at you like you the foolish. It's like a dog when he cried, he wondered why you down there picking it up. That's how your flesh is fully, how would I say it? In understanding that its destiny is going back to the dust. But your spirit is what he's going to rapture up. Because the Son of Man is not coming to get your flesh. He's coming to get your spirit. And then he tells them when he comes and he has raptured the people, the all nation, he says about the eagles is going to be nesting. They go, not nesting, eating. And those, the ones that eat dead, they're going to be eating it. Why? Because your flesh is going to be left here and your spirit is what's Yeshua HaMashiach and his angels are coming on the four edges of the four corners to bring up. So you see how many, oh Father, these people just gone. They're gone, Father. And you know they're gone, Father. You know they're gone. People just don't even understand the tribulation is going to be so bad. It's going to be like never a time that ever exists. So just imagine all those dead bodies going to be left here on earth. And your spirit going to be gone. So your dead body is going to be rotten. And the eagles and the bird, they're going to be eaten. Because ain't nobody going to be buried. Now, some people might bury you, your loved ones, because it says one going to be taken and one going to be left. One going to be taken and one going to be left. When I look at that, I'm wondering, you can also say, well, maybe that's the flesh being left and the spirit is going. Can we say it like that? Somebody dig into that and seek. I don't think it's talking about the spirit is going and the flesh is left. Because it says two in the fields, not one in the field and one is left and one is left. One is taken and one is left. I really believe it's telling you that the way the way the Father has orchestrated the spiritual seed, those that are of Yeshua HaMashiach is going to be taken. But those that are the spiritual seed, not the spiritual, the fleshly seed, the serpent seed is going to be left. I'm thinking they're the one that's not going to be taken. Let me tell you why. Because during this tribulation, before we get to Yeshua coming, I believe Yah is taking the elects, the 144, and Israel and Judah over to Mount Zion. They're going to be already over there. They're going to be already over there. So they're not going to the max of tribulation. I think they might make it to the middle of tribulation or the very, how would I say, very close to the middle. But I believe that Yeshua is coming in the clouds at the end of the tribulation. You see? So he's rapturing all nations. But the beauty in it for me is in the spirit realm, I understand, okay, he's getting everybody. They think they are. That's beauty to me because it's exactly the way I tried and I've been preaching year after year after year. Stop this clowning, stop this. But it's like Noah back in the days of Noah. It's nothing any different. What happened? What's the power in what I'm saying? Is let's look at this Son of Man is coming like the days of Noah. Unexpected. People are not prepared. The world is in the worstest time ever. Sin and every thought and imagination. But guess what else I learned? Y'all, let me tell y'all what I learned. I learned so much today. I learned that during the time Yeshua HaMashiach going to come, it talks about the days of Noah and the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, which is Lot. It talks about the days of Lot. And it says it's going to be just like that. Let me bring you in. Let's come on in here. Let's come on in. Now, if we go back to that day and we overlook or we just throw away, which 99.9 have done, the real things that was going on during the time of Lot, to the point where the heavens decided that, okay, I'm going to wipe the whole world off. One thing else I learned was the lie is what stand in the world today. Truth don't stand a chance on the earth. Don't stand a chance. Even though it's going to speak louder than words at the end. It's going to be what it is. Only at that end. But let me tell you what happened. So he's saying, when the Son of Man come, it's going to be like the days of Noah. So what do? We look for the days of Noah. But then I heard it says they're going to be marrying, giving in marriage, feasting. Watch this. Feasting, buying, selling. And I'm like saying, who's going to be doing all that? When they're going to have everything in control, who's going to be doing that? Who's going to be able to do all that? Who is able to buy and sell and to feast and to party or to marry and marry in? Who's going to do all those things? You see how people really don't understand? There's going to be people who can afford to do it. That's who's going to be doing it. That's who's going to be doing it. So what is that saying? Exactly what I've been telling y'all all the time. It is those who have that's going to be the darkness on the earth. You see? And what did I tell you? If y'all come to snatch everything you have, you better wish you're in that. You better wish that's your trial or your fire that he trying you back. Because when you think of Noah, it tells you they're going to be marrying, giving in marriage, feasting. That means eating all over the place like they doing now. Feasting. They're going to be selling. They're going to be buying. They're going to be building. You see? Who has finances to do all that? You see? The evil ones. He's not talking about the rich of the rich is doing this. He's just saying that it's going to be all over the world. This is the sort of stuff that's going to be going on. But when you think of people feasting and marrying and giving in marriage and buying and selling, only one can do stuff like that is those who have it to do it. Then he says, like unto the days of Lot. And what was they doing? Planting, building, buying, selling. So when you think that you got it made, you really ain't got nothing made. Because you're standing in that same gap of the things that was prophesied people would be doing. It's going to be for only those who are going to be able to afford to do it. You think he's calling this stuff out to those who are not can't afford it? Those that are poor or those that just simply can't afford it? No, he's speaking that because people are going to continue all the way through tribulation, taking what they have, making themselves be able to fit under those two categories. Buying, selling, planting, building, feasting, marrying and giving in marriage, doing all the regular things that people do that have the money to do all of that. You see? So I like that because it's telling you that's the same thing, Deborah, they were doing in the days of Noah. That's the same thing they were doing in the days of Lot. Those are the things going to keep them from being ready or being the ones. You get what I'm saying? That's why he's identifying it. When the Son of Man come, these people who have the ability to do these things, this is what they're going to be doing. But when it comes, I ain't even let the Son of Man know But the Father himself, when he come, the people going to be in full blast, selling, buying, marriage, giving in marriage, building, feasting, selling, all the things that they have finances to do. That's why it's a different thing when Yah put you in a lifestyle or in a living that you're trusting in him daily. Deborah, you going, ain't you? Yes, I am. It's a blessing on top of a blessing. When people think they are so in power that they can make a difference, that they can put a damper to you and not understand, baby, I'm the richest of the rich on this earth. And you think yes, I am. I got something every male and female on this earth would wish they had. So I'm the richest one. I ain't the only one, but I'm one of them. See, I don't have to have materialistic things to make me have the power and control over people. To do that. And I'm so grateful that the Father is allowing me to understand your daily is better than that world who holds silver and gold and all the things of the world to make them who they are. So I'm looking at that and I said, for Father, you said when the Son of Man comes, this is what the people going to be doing. These are the people you see today that's living as if they're going to be here forever. That's living to make them about everything about them. That's living. These are the same people. I mean, when I say the same people, they have the same spirits. Let me just say it like that. So as I was looking at that, I was like, wait a minute. These people are going to be doing these things during the time the Son of Man comes. Why? Why is he telling you that? Let me reveal something to y'all. Now watch this. The Son of Man come and repeat the day of Noah and the day of Lot. He's coming to get what? Only a few. That's what happened in the days of Lot. That's what happened in the day of Noah. But when I'm going to show you how deep it is, y'all. Pay attention now. When he came to the day of Lot, Lot and his daughters were the only one that came truly out. He brought them out and destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Just think, everything the people had the ability to do, buying, selling, planting, building, feasting, meaning eating, just all over the place, selling, marrying, giving in marriage. This is just people who think that the way of the world is what makes them. They think that all the issues of the world is what's important, even though they portray a role, but that's what they think in their spirit. So here it is. Let's go over here to the day of Noah. When he closed the ark and it began to rain, him and his sons and his wife was the only one in there. So the Father has sent a big message to each and every last one of you all. There was a few that came out with Lot, and there was a few that came out with Noah. They were the only one come out. So when he's telling you about the days of Noah, you have to take the beginning from Genesis 1 all the way down to get the whole overall of what took place, even to where the end, the flood took its course. You have to start with Lot being in Sodom and the angels coming and living with him and overnight with him and the men at the door. You have to take the whole thing. But when it was all over, who came out? That's the mystery, y'all. That's where you begin to feel sad, because you realize that the people really don't get it. Because the end game of Sodom and Gomorrah, the end game of Lot was that a few came out. Only a few. So it made me wonder, and made a lot of sense when I see Yeshua HaMashiach coming in his glory with the power and all his angels to collect all the nations on the four corners. And he took them to his glory at his throne, and he divided them. But only a few was on the right side. The majority, beyond the majority, was on the left side as the goats. You see? So even though he's going to collect the four, these are on the four corners and all the nation. It ain't saying that you made it to the kingdom because you in the kingdom. You in the kingdom where the Son of Man is judging you. You see? In his glory. Why? Because you came after him. And even if you came after him, you're supposed to come after him following his footprints. So if you didn't do that, that's why he was telling the goats and the sheep, if you done it like this to me, you have done it to those that are like unto me. Same thing with the ones that's going to the goat. You didn't do it to me because you didn't do it to the ones that represented me. You see? And like I say, it's a beautiful thing to really just sit back and just trust the Most High in what he's teaching you and he's revealing to you, because I said, Father, that fits so in with what I have come to understand all this time you've been teaching me. This is the sort of stuff that I always understood. I seen it like that. Even though I didn't push on Yah when Father is, they doing this, and they do, you gonna do this. And no, I don't mess with the Father's will. No. But I'm so grateful to, as time go on, he opened himself up so that I could see exactly how these things are panning out. Because I asked questions. It was long. It's been longer than 6 years. I asked, well, wait a minute. It seemed like there's different. It seemed like there's different stages of who's coming out of this world, and it is, because the ones that's coming to Mount Zion, they're going to be Israel and Judah. And it's not Israel and Judah of the seed, the flesh seed of Abraham, but it's Israel and Judah of the spiritual seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they not righteous. They not upright. They got sin and iniquity. They got idol. They got all kind of things in them. But guess what? The Father know who they are. They belong to him. And he's going to bring out the 144 and the elites, not the elites, the elects. He said, if he hadn't shortened the time, the elects, for the elect's sake. So there is going to be a time where he's going to take the elects out of the tribulation over to Mount Zion. That's what he's talking about. He already let you know everybody else is not going to be saved out of this world, except for those he's bringing out, which is the elects, the 144 going, Israel and Judah in spirit is also going. Not in perfection and not in perfect, but they are the ones that has followed as much as they possibly can while they were in their blindness and also in their partial blindness. So those that has been elect, they are the elects. They didn't elect themselves. Heaven elected them. You see? No. He said it's the elects. He said it's his servants. It's his, I put the 144 got to be, because they ain't sealed for nothing. They're going in, and Israel and Judah, that is the spiritual seed, the spiritual ones of the Most High Yah. They're going in to Mount Zion. You see? So you would think, well, wait a minute, what is this that the Son of Man doing? He's coming at the end of tribulation. But Yah gonna pull his out. That's why he said, if he had not shortened the elects the time, the elects wouldn't be able to make it. So he shortened the time to take them out. And who's going to be left? And he says the other ones won't be saved. They won't come out. They won't be saved. Those are the one who's going to, at pretty much 99, 100% serpent seed. They're going to have the world to continue in the way that they have continued in. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. So you see, and this is where he pulls up as the terrible day of Yah. And it sounds like it's twice. It might be one time, but it sounds like it's twice. The terrible day of Yah. And I heard, I don't know where these things coming from. An army that's going to be coming. They're going to be going into buildings and windows, and they're going to be killing y'all. They're going to be. But these are those who represent Yah's army. It's called the terrible day of Yah. So this is where you're going to see the sun and the moon and the stars saying, let us get out the way. Better get out the way. That's where they're going to be getting out the way. It's going to be gloomy and dark because light cannot share light with Yah. Yah is the light. So any man-made, not no man-made or Yah-made light has to bow down to him who is light. So that's why it's going to be gloomy, because it's going to show the fears and the anger of Yah pulling up on the terrible day of Yah. And then when these things was running through the buildings and going through the windows, I was like, and it said, and not one of them died. I'm like, they're busting through everything, killing everything that's around them. And this is the terrible day of Yah. So people, when you think that you're really doing something because, you're doing wrong and thinking you're going to some way build it up into what is right, or you think that the way you think and the way you feel tampers with other people, or you think that it's a way that you feel you're fulfilling your emotions and your feelings and the way you think, the way you function, the way you think that Yah loves you and you love Yah. That's between you and whoever it is you say you serve. But the terrible day of Yah, just like when Yeshua come, one gonna be left and one gonna be taken. There are those who gonna be left here right on this earth. So in my mind, listen to this, y'all. In my mind, I would say to the Father, I said, well, why was Yeshua taking them to separate them into the lake of fire? It's because these are people who portrayed, they represent Yeshua. They was under his protocol. So he has to send them to hell because he knows what he's separating. You went down here on this earth, you portrayed, you was representing me, and I know you wasn't lake of hell, or you to go, get on the left. You see? Yeshua is getting that opportunity. Yeshua HaMashiach, but Yeshua is getting that opportunity to separate those who portray to represent the body of HaMashiach. They portray to represent Yeshua HaMashiach. That's just it. Because I'm like saying, well, he collected them all over the world, but all around the four corners, but he took them up there and separated them and sent them, most of them, to the lake of fire. What was that about? See, that's that role playing I keep telling y'all about. And this don't make no difference how many times I tell y'all about it or I say it. It's not going to affect you. That's how powerful your flesh is in darkness. That's how powerful your flesh thinks. it's smarter than Yah, or smarter than anybody else, or cunning and crafty, and hypocrite, or what's that other word that everybody is doing? It's not hypocrite. What people are portraying and thinking they're escaping by portraying. And it's like a field they tell themselves to become what they say. And they begin to feel, I know I got it made. And it's okay for you to think and feel that way. But guess what? Y'all already know. So with me, I say unto each and every last one of you, all this role playing, you're going to roll and play your tail, just like the days of Noah, and still be left. Just like the days of Lot, still be left. Because she sat there and explained, when the Son of Man comes, it's going to be like those two events. And how many left out? And let me get you the mystery out of that. I heard a pastor preach that yesterday. He didn't preach, he was teaching. There go Noah, the day of Noah, and the day of Lot. So now what were we talking about? I explained to y'all, this man don't know what I'm about to say. He don't know how I can ride up a little higher than what he was saying. Here you go. You got Noah and the day of Noah and the day of Lot. Okay. When you close it out as Yeshua HaMashiach with his angels coming to get what's his, what is it is? The number is not as great as people think that it is. Why? Because it's matching the days of Noah. How many left? Very few. The day of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot, how many? Very few. Now watch this. Remember I was telling you, he took all of those that he did take up and he separated them. The goats on the left and the sheep on the right. He sent the goats to the lake of fire. Now watch this. In Sodom, in the day of Lot, and in the day of Noah. Okay, what escaped out of both of those places? What escaped out of both of those places? What came out of them? Out of both of those places. We can't even say giants. Giants, it was telling you that giants were there before the flood, and they're going to be there after the flood, because Yah is letting you know, him destroying the world wasn't destroying the giants. That's not what he was doing. Him destroying the world, mankind, was not him destroying the giants. He said they were there before and they're going to be there after. So we know his plan to destroy the world didn't include the giants. So I don't know why all these people, in the way they have taught people, the giants went into the daughters. A giant can't penetrate a woman. And a matter of fact, the fathers was giving their babies away. So why would that don't even look right? So it was just sons of Yah who come down to serve Yah and to represent Yah, and decided to get down here and do what they saw man doing against Yah. And they fall from, they lost their estate. That's just it, y'all. All this monkey mess. And then maybe they showed them certain things that they weren't supposed to show them that was spiritual, and they showed the daughters and they taught their children. But all this old monkey mess about these giants being the fallen angels and they giants and all. But the mystery is this: Lot and Noah. When it was over, something still came out. What came out of Noah? What came out of Lot? Noah and his came out, right? Lot and his daughters came out. But what came out? Both of them. Sex, perverted sex. I don't know if it's perverted, but abomination, all this homosexual or sin, sexual sin. It walked straight out with his head up. Sexual sin came straight out of Noah. of Lot. Lot's daughters and him, and Noah and Ham, his son. It came out, child. That's what came out of it. So this is why when you see Yeshua coming and in the sky and collecting his angels collecting on the four corners, he takes them up and he divided them by so much righteousness that makes sense, not giving them another chance to do nothing but go to hell, to the lake of fire. And that's what he was doing. He took them all to the kingdom from all nations, divided them from the eternal kingdom that was prepared for them before the foundation of the world, and the eternal lake of fire for those who really didn't represent him but portray they did. He brought them all up and sung their tails directly where they belong. So that's why I know that I am a living witness and not a dead one, to tell you all out there. Are we in that hour? Nope. We in that season? Nope. We in that time? We're in that day. We have entered into tribulation. And I'm grateful to find out that the servants, the elect, the 144, and Israel and Judah in the spiritual are coming out. They're coming out. So what is left down here? This is the serpent seed. They're going to be left here. Now, what else happened? Remember, we were talking about how Revelation 18, you remember Revelation 18? You go into Revelation 18, the reason why United Snakes is going to be destroyed is just going to be those that was left. Those that was left. So when you hear Revelation telling you come out of them, or you're going to receive it, that's telling us that we that are not included in that nonsense, in that system, AI and all these computer systems that everybody is detaching themselves to, all this here COVID shots, everybody's attaching themselves, then already sold over to the beast. That's who you are, whether you know it or not. If you're waiting for a chip, the chip is not it. It's a system that you have detached your whole self to, and you feel you can't do without it, and you live with it, and you enjoy it. That's when you're in, and you got to receive their plagues. You ain't going to get out. And that's what the whole system was about, locking you in to where you can't get out. 99.9 really don't know how to get out, wouldn't know the way out. And that has a lot to do with where are you at today. If you have not sat down long enough to hear the Spirit of Yah to tell you where you stand with him, you need to be where you at. A lot of people thinking that they don't need the Ruach HaKodesh, they don't need to have him living in them. I don't know about that. Because when he said he's coming for the 144, he's coming for the elect, he's coming for the servants, and Judah and Israel, those are the ones going over to Mount Zion. Okay? Those that have the Holy Spirit in them, which is Hamashiach. I don't know if, but then going back, could they be the one? He said, very few shall find their end, because the Holy Spirit being in us, he said he would be our teachers. He would be our teacher. He would reveal things to us. He would give us power. He would be our comforter. He would show us things to come. So if the Holy Spirit's in us, all of those characteristics rest within us. Could we be the one that's going through the narrow gate where very few shall find that way? This is why I say, don't just assume that you can just be living and going to eternal. Because I know, and I say this to the Father all the time, I say, I know I'm not a dead prophet and I'm a living one. I can see what's really going on in this day and time. People don't, it's not even caught into if they go in the lake of fire or not. I'm so sick of all these people who said they done died and came back to tell you that hell. Look, he don't need you to die and come back to tell us nothing. He already said, you either believe what he say from the spirit realm or you kick rocks. He is not sending somebody to the dead to come back to tell who's all down there. And I notice when people start to say that, they always taking the race of who they are. Melanated people would say they saw Tupac, they saw Michael Jackson. You don't never see any of these wicked Europeans. You always see your own race. Same thing with the European. They never say when they seen Michael Jackson, they seen Biggie Small. No, it's always their people. They're stars and they're movie stars. Why is it important for us? Let's step on to Sister Deborah. Why would it be important for me to know that people having that died and came back, or y'all giving them dreams to show them what hell is like and who's in there? Why would I want to know that when I'm not assigned to hell? And what would hell do for me to know who's down there? It ain't none of my business. You see how silly that sounds? Too much hell on the earth to be caught up with the hell that they say they're seeing. Too much hell on the earth. So you see how kind of off balance that is for somebody like me. Why would he want you to come tell me? Or why would he want you to tell anybody? You don't even have him in you. You don't even walk in his spiritual footprints. But he gonna let you die and let you come back tell everybody what hell is like, when he already told us what hell is like. Why we can't take him at his word? He needs you to go down there to find out. Sister Deborah's out. But Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of what I was saying. Oh, I forgot to close that out. Lot came out with sexual, deep, wicked sin. And Noah came out with sexual, wicked sin. His son, Ham. So both of them came out. They brought the same wicked that was in. They brought it out. Praise the mighty Yah. That's why heaven's got to destroy it. And that's why Yeshua is up there destroying everybody he collect out of all nations. Now, out of all nations left way more people still on the earth than what was taken. Oh yeah, y'all better grip that. The 144, the servants of the Most High, the elects, okay, Israel and Judah, they already called a small remnant. The elects, very few shall find. There go the few. So understand that everybody is in this world is not going where they're teaching and preaching you all to believe. And a lot of times I'm going to need to stop saying they doing it and Satan doing it. You doing it to yourself. So Sister Deborah say, hope you got something out of it. And even if you didn't, I know that I did. Shalom and shalom.